Welcome to the Vocabulary Podcast by IMS Gujarat, featuring today IMS Vocab, Episode 60, words 1476 to 1500. Let us begin. Word 1476 is duration. Spelling: D-U-R-A-T-I-O-N, meaning the period of time during which anything lasts. Example: the duration of the Diwali break at the boarding school stretched from Dhanteras till Bhai Dooj, 10 full days. Etymology note: duration comes from the Latin durare, meaning to last or harden, the same root behind endure, durable, and durance. When something is durable, it lasts, surviving time and weather alike. Even the traditional stone temples of the Pallavas still stand, a 1,000-year testimony to durare. Word 1477 is duteous. Spelling: D-U-T-E-O-U-S, meaning showing submission to natural superiors. Example: the duteous clerk in the municipal office referred every minor file upwards to the votes of the senior commissioner. Word 1478 is dutiable. Spelling: D-U-T-I-A-B-L-E, meaning subject to a duty, especially a customs duty. Example: imported Swiss chocolates above the duty-free allowance are dutiable at the Indira Gandhi International Airport. Word 479 is dutiful. Spelling: D-U-T-I-F-U-L, meaning obedient. Example: the dutiful son traveled back to his Chennai home every week to share Sunday lunch with his widowed mother. Word family: duteous, dutiable, and dutiful all rise from the Latin dues, meaning what is owed. A duty is something owed, whether to God, parents, or the customs officer. From the same root comes the everyday English due, as in the rent due on a kirana shop. Wherever duty or dues appear, an old obligation waits to be paid. Word 1480 is dwindle. Spelling: D-W-I-N-D-L-E, meaning to diminish or become less. Example: the catch of hilsa in the Padma has dwindled sharply over the past decade, worrying Bengali kitchens and fishermen alike. Word 1481 is dyne. Spelling: D-Y-N-E, meaning the force which applied to a mass of 1 gram for 1 second would give it a velocity of 1 centimeter second. Example: the CBSE physics teacher illustrated 1 dyne on the blackboard with a single falling chalk particle. Word 1482 is earnest. Spelling: E-A-R-N-E-S-T, meaning ardent in spirit and speech. Example: the earnest young man from the village stood before the Lok Sabha Secretariat and petitioned for a new road. Word 1483 is earthenware. Spelling: E-A-R-T-H-E-N-W-A-R-E, meaning anything made of clay and baked in a kiln or dried in the sun. Example: the refugee camp at Kajuri was supplied with earthenware lamps for the Deepavali Puja by a local NGO. Word 1484 is eatable. Spelling: E-A-T-A-B-L-E, meaning edible. Example: 2 days after the wedding feast, even the endlessly eatable biryani had to be given away to a wayside shelter. Word 1485 is ebullient. Spelling: E-B-U-L-L-I-E-N-T, meaning showing enthusiasm or exhilaration of feeling. Example: the ebullient Punjabi groom led the barat into the wedding pandal with doles blazing and relatives cheering. Word 1486 is eccentric. Spelling: E-C-C-E-N-T-R-I-C, meaning peculiar. Example: the eccentric retired professor in Benares kept a half-tame nilgai as his constant evening walking companion. Word 1487 is eccentricity. Spelling: E-C-C-E-N-T-R-I-C-I-T-Y, meaning idiosyncrasy. Example: the superstar's eccentricity of always carrying a hand-cranked gramophone amused younger co-stars on the film set. Memory aid: eccentric and eccentricity both come from the Greek ek, meaning out of, and kentron, meaning center. Eccentric originally meant off-center in astronomy, describing a planet whose orbit did not circle Earth. From a planet off its path, we drift to a person off the norm. The madras-clad sage who rides a cycle is eccentric precisely because he strays from the center. Word 1488 is eclipse. Spelling Eclipse, meaning the obstruction of a heavenly body by its entering into the shadow of another body. Example. Sadhus and laymen alike thronged the ghats at Kurukshetra for the ritual bath after the solar eclipse. Word 1489 is economize. Spelling Economize, meaning to spend sparingly. Example. The young couple had to economize on evenings out once the home loan EMI began biting into their Bengaluru salaries. Word 1490 is ecstasy. Spelling Ectasy, meaning rapturous excitement or exaltation. Example. Ecstasy swept the maiden when the local all-rounder hit the last ball of the Ranji final for a clean 6. Word 1491 is ecstatic. Spelling Ecstatic, meaning enraptured. Example. The ecstatic mother ran across the village ground to embrace her daughter who had just cleared the neat. Word 1492 is edible. Spelling Edible, meaning suitable to be eaten. Example. The forest guide at Kana assured the trekkers that every wild berry on the path was edible except the bright red ones. Memory aid. Both edible and eatable mean fit to eat, but they live in different houses. Edible is the formal root, from the Latin eater, meaning to eat. Eatable, the homegrown Anglo-Saxon cousin, leans on the everyday word eat. On a menu card at a 5-star, write edible oil. At a roadside dhaba, write eatable sambar. Word 1493 is edict. Spelling Edict, meaning that which is uttered or proclaimed by authority as a rule of action. Example. The Mughal emperor's edict granting land to the temple priest was found carved into a stone slab at Ayodhya. Word 1494 is edify. Spelling Edify, meaning to build up or strengthen, especially in morals or religion. Example. The Sunday sermon at the old Goa church was meant to edify the fishing villagers after a hard week at sea. Word 1495 is editorial. Spelling Editorial, meaning an article in a periodical written by the editor and published as an official argument. Example. The morning editorial in the Calcutta Daily sharply criticized the state's handling of the power grid collapse. Word 1496 is educe. Spelling Educe, meaning to draw out. Example. The patient maths tutor could educe even the shyest learner from his shell, one chai break at a time. Word 1497 is efface. Spelling Efface, meaning to obliterate. Example. 2 centuries of weather could not efface the carvings on the Pallava temple pillars at Mahabalipuram. Word 1498 is effect. Spelling Effect, meaning a consequence. Example. The new highway toll had the unintended effect of pushing village traffic onto the narrow service roads. Word 1499 is effective. Spelling Effective, meaning fit for a destined purpose. Example. The ASHA worker was an effective bridge between the village households and the primary health center. Word 1500 is effectual. Spelling Effectual, meaning efficient. Example. The only effectual remedy for the recurring floods in the Brahmaputra proved to be an embankment of willow and bamboo. Thank you for listening to the Vocabulary Podcast by IMS Gujarat.